The Shabbos before the month of Nisan is called Shabbos HaChodesh, literally Shabbos of the month. Every Shabbos that falls immediately before the start of a new month is called Shabbos Mevorchim. Mevorchim is the language of blessing or greeting, in this case, the incoming month. The new moon that ushers in Nisan has special status because the exodus from Egypt occurred during this month. Because of the importance of this momentous occasion, the Holy One, blessed be He, commanded the nation of Israel to reckon it as the head of all the months and the first of the months of the year. The Mishnah paskins that the Jews should include the section of the Chumash which contains this commandment as part of the normal reading of the Torah during the morning service. The Mishnah Brura expounds on this, saying that this is not the fundamental sanctification of the new moon. Rather, the sanctification is in essence at the time the new moon is seen, after which the new moon is declared by the Sanhedrin, new moon meaning the new month. Therefore, this reading from the Torah is only a rabbinic obligation. The Mishnah, in fact, mentions 4 new years. The first of Nisan is the new year for kings and holidays. The first of Elul is the new year for the tithing of cattle. The first of Tishrei is the new year for years. The 15th of Shavat is the new year for trees. This Mishnah is the source of a debate in the Gemara. Rabbi Eliezer teaches in Tishrei the world was created. On New Year's, the bondage of our ancestors in Egypt ceased. In Nisan, they were redeemed, and in Tishrei, they will be redeemed in the time to come. Rabbi Yehoshua teaches in Nisan, the world was created. On Rosh Hashanah, the bondage of our ancestors ceased in Egypt. In Nisan they were redeemed, and in Nisan they will be redeemed in the time to come. Both bring scriptural and logical proofs. Rabbi Yehoshua claims that the trees at the time of creation were like the budding trees of spring. Rabbi Eliezer claims that the trees at the time of creation were like the fruited trees of fall. The Gemara brings an oblique scriptural hint that the trees were created in their fullest of glory, thereby fixing the doctrine like Rabbi Eliezer. All of this suggests that the first of Tishrei is the first day of fall, and the first of Nisan is the first day of spring. At the time of the creation, this was most likely so, and from time to time, it actually happens that way. This is because the Jewish calendar is only approximately synchronized with the tropical year. The Torah is not meticulous about precisely matching the date with the equinoxes. It requires only that Passover falls sometime in the spring and that Sukkot should fall sometime in the autumn. It comes out that every 2 or 3 years an additional month is added. Rosh Hashanah falling on the first of Tishrei is associated with the tropical year and nature. On the other hand, the lunar calendar is associated with the miracles because of the miracles of Pesach, which falls in Nisan. From a natural standpoint, the tropical calendar very precisely standardizes the dates of the solstice and the times of the daily sunrise and sunset. As a result, it is very helpful in determining the times to plant and harvest. The Jewish calendar is useful for this, but with its 1 month variations, the tropical calendar is better. The Jewish calendar accurately tells you how much moonlight there will be on a given date, which was very helpful before streetlights. The calendar established by Julius Caesar makes no attempt to be synchronized with the moon. In fact, the Julian calendar requires periodic adjustments. Once every 4 years, a leap day is added to keep it accurate. However, this was not adequate, and by the year 1582 CE, the spring equinox fell on March 31st, not March 21st. To remedy the situation, Pope Gregory struck 10 days from the calendar, plus said the leap day should be omitted once every 100 years. However, every 400 years it should be included. Nevertheless, it is still off by 26 seconds per year, and even that changes. Nevertheless, it comes out that the United States Weather Service periodically adds a fraction of a second to the calendar to keep our GPS navigational systems functioning. Both calendars require calculation and observation. The dates of the solstice can be mathematically derived. However, lack of precision and lack of knowledge of science require periodic observation to get it right. Before the Great Flood, the ancients constructed rooms with very narrow windows that only allowed the sun to directly shine in them on the days of astronomical importance. Calculation of the time of the new moon also runs into the same problems, and in the days of the Sanhedrin, they required witnesses to testify that they had seen a moonless night. In fact, both calendars are off when it comes to the position of the stars. For example, the summer solstice now occurs when the sun is in the constellation of Gemini, not Cancer as it did 2,000 years ago. The Jewish calendar needs more tinkering. A little less than every 3 years, an extra month is added. In addition, to make life easier for the Jews, a day can be added or deleted so Yom Kippur and the fast of the 9th of Av will not fall next to Shabbos. When the first temple stood, the righteous king Hezekiah invited the nation to come to Jerusalem to celebrate Passover. It was the first time in many years that someone had inspired the people. To give the Kohanim time to undergo ritual purification and the children of Israel adequate time to make the journey, he added a second Nisan to the calendar in which Pesach would be observed. The sages, though, did not thank him for this. It comes out that the message of Shabbos HaChodesh is that we should live in harmony with nature but not be a slave to it. At times, it is appropriate to be a little unscientific to make our lives more pleasant and meaningful. So, too, it is with our relationship with the environment, God, and our fellow man. Thank you.